Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lena, and if you are here, then it is because you have seen part 1 of my diabetes journey story. If you haven't, then I'm going to put the link in the description box so that you can see it. It would make more sense for you to watch that and then watch this video because I broke up my journey into 2 different parts. So if you're still here, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things that I would do if I were you. So let's get into the journey of me becoming a diabetic at January 2005. So let's get into it. All right, so are y'all ready to hear about what I would define as a crazy coincidence in my diabetes diagnosis journey? So where was I? Basically, I'm admitted into the hospital. You get to the children's hospital, or it wasn't a children's hospital, but we get to the hospital, transferred from one hospital to another via ambulance. I'm admitted into the intensive care unit. I'm in the intensive care unit for about 2 weeks. I don't really walk during these 2 weeks. I really am going through it, and I was so scared. They still were unsure about what was going on with me. So at this point, even to use the bathroom, I had I'm actually not sure what they're called, but it's for people who are physically unable to walk, and you have to essentially use the restroom in the bed in like a bowl of some sort. So during this time, I'm on a very strict, I don't really eat much. It's mostly liquid diet to try to get my blood glucose in range and steady. That's what they're still trying to figure out, and run a bunch of different labs and just do a bunch of different medical diagnostics. My brother, at the time I have 2 siblings. I have an older brother and a younger brother. Now I have 3, just a fun fact, but I have 2 siblings, and my older brother, he comes to visit me in the hospital, and I remember him coming in, and he looked like he was just kind of scared to come near me at first, because he was just like, first of all, like I was hooked onto all of these different machines, and I was in the intensive care unit, and all of that. My parents were taking turns to stay the night with me at the hospital because I was super scared to stay by myself. So they would take turns every day. And then finally, towards the end of the 2 weeks, one of the nurses comes in and she's like, there's another little girl downstairs who is also a type 1 diabetic. They finally do diagnose me, and they say that I have type 1 diabetes, so they're going to transfer me to the pediatrics children's section of the hospital. So they're like, there's another little girl downstairs who is also a diabetic, and you'll meet her, and so on and so forth. And so, are y'all ready to hear about why part 2? If you made it this far, shout out to you, because it's just a coincidence as to what happens next in this. So I hope you got whatever, if you're eating a snack or drinking or whatever you have, just stay tuned. And if this doesn't make you subscribe to my channel, I don't know what will. So let me tell you what happens when I'm transferred to the pediatric center. I'm finally being told that I'm officially diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And so at this point, my blood sugars are now stabilized, and I'm able to leave the intensive care unit to be transferred to the children's pediatrics section of the hospital that I was staying at. So mind you, now it's been 2 weeks in the ICU, and I'm able to be transferred downstairs. So my dad is pushing me in the wheelchair to go to my new room in the pediatric center, where I'm going to be introduced to how to care for myself as a diabetic and everything regarding that. But there's one key point I forgot. One of the nurses upstairs, she's telling me, listen to this, she's like, everything's gonna be okay, you're going to adjust well. And there's another little girl downstairs who is also a type 1 diabetic, and you'll be in the room with her. And like, that's supposed to make me feel better. But I was like, okay. Anyways, so I'm being pushed in the wheelchair into to go down to my new room. And as I'm being pushed into the new room that I'm staying at in the pediatric center, my friend who had moved away is in that room that I'm being pushed into. I see her, she sees me, and we just start screaming. What are the odds? In that time, this is 2005. There's no social media. We're 10-year-old kids. What are the odds? Crazy. So that was the little girl that the nurse was referencing when she told me that there was another little girl that was in the pediatric center, and she was a type 1 diabetic. My friend is sitting there and she's watching TV, and she looks over and I look over to her, and we just start, she jumps out of the bed and she's like, she says my name, and I'm like, we just like hug each other for I don't know how long. My dad's happy because I'm happy, and I've been just, in delirious for the past 2 weeks. And like, we both just begin this journey together. I adjust to life, being a diabetic. My friend's mom, she comes, she meets my parents. Everyone at the hospital knew about the 2 little girls who haven't seen each other in over a year because she had moved away in 4th grade, who now have type 1 diabetes. And it was just super surreal. And she was my first sense of community, especially in the Black diabetes space that I had that sense of community with her, because she's someone that I was able to go through the experience with. And I remember when it really hit me that that my life was now changing to be, sorry, I had to decline a call. And it hit me that I am now a diabetic was when I was practicing how to give insulin injections on, I believe it was like a little teddy bear that the hospital gave me. And I like looked up at the nurse, and my dad was sitting on the other edge of the bed, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do this every day for the rest of my life. Like, I really was shocked. She was like, you're gonna have to do this before a snack, before a meal, counting carbohydrates. This is the amount of insulin you take, checking your blood sugar. And at this time, pumps weren't as common as they are now. Neither were CGMs. CGMs stand for continuous glucose monitors, and they essentially track your blood sugars that determine how much insulin you would give yourself. So technology has came a long way, but at the time, it was not as advanced as it is now. So I was just like, I have to inject myself how many times a day? Every day. I was like, it's just, it didn't seem possible for me. So when people say like, I could never do that, it's like, actually you would have to, because then you wouldn't be able to live. So yes, you would do that if you want to live another day on Earth. So yeah, I ran into my friend, and I feel like one day we are going to tell this story on a national platform, because it was just a crazy coincidence. And yeah, she was my first sense of community in not only the diabetes space, but for Black women, Black people, minorities, and so on and so forth. So I was grateful for that experience. I'm so thankful for being diagnosed the time that I was, and I'm just excited to share other, stories about health and diabetes, and just get into that side of YouTube. And I mentioned in part 1, Miss Rodriguez, my 5th grade teacher. Her and my entire 5th grade class came to visit me at the hospital. And what's cool is that a lot of the classmates were also in the same class as my friend and I in the 4th grade. So a lot of the kids I had and knew my friend. So it was just great. They came to the hospital. We showed them, our blood sugar testing kits. We showed them the insulin. It was really cool. That is my story. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope that I can share more content with you all. I hope that this can be a safe space for other individuals with invisible illnesses like diabetes. Diabetes has a really big stigma and stereotype that I am hoping to change with what I share on my channel. So I hope that you all like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the great things so that my content can get out there. And if you are a Black diabetic girl like me, please leave your stories in my comments. I would love to read about them and interact with you all. And yeah, I will talk to you all soon. I hope you all have a blessed day, a great day, and yeah. All right, see y'all. Bye.